Welcome to part 3 of this video. This is a plywood internal structure for this piece of furniture. I'm not going to show you how I built it because it's just a plywood box. Instead, here I'm showing you the part where I'm staining it to match the external color so it doesn't look weird and ugly. This is just water-based stain, which I added a bit more water to and then do several passes until I was satisfied. Here I'm cutting enough the board that I'm going to use for the sides of the lower part. I don't have a proper crosscut sled, so I'm using the Incra very slowly and carefully, but it worked. Now I'm working on the front panel where I need to route off a handle area which is shared between the two doors and a drawer. So I'm marking the round sides that I'm gonna then trim with a special jig that I've built. I'm also marking the position of two holes that I'm gonna use with a jig that I've built for the trimmer. Okay, the jig is attached to the round base of the Makita trimmer, and it's made so it has a radius of 2 centimeters, which is what I need for a total of 4 centimeters for the handle area opening. Then I have put the trimmer inside the round base and gently plunging into the workpiece. I'm rotating it to have the desired shape. Then I've done it on the other side too. Bit of cleaning and that's done. Now I need to join them, and for that I have put just a fence on both sides so I can join the round parts. As you can see, side 1, side 2. And then here a bit of manual cleaning off, being very careful not to touch the edges, of course. This was another very tense moment because I'm cutting exactly in the middle of the handle area. So first I separate the drawer from the doors area, and then I separate the two doors with the circular saw. Luckily everything went smooth. Now a bit of cleaning off in the handle area with the chisel, so it looks better. And with that done, I can take care of the legs now, which I'm going to build out of this block. I'm cutting it enough on the table saw, and then I'm going to divide the parts on the chop saw. Okay, now I need to make round legs and I don't have a lathe, so I came up with this weird contraption on top of which I'm sliding my trimmer, which gave me a good result. Not as clean as a lathe, but that can also be cleaned off later. And now I'm figuring out the angle to do the taper on the legs with this infamous tool. And then I replicated that angle on the contraption that I have built, and I used it to make the legs, so as soon as I was moving right, the diameter was diminishing and making the taper. And now I will have to figure out a way of removing a bit of material so they can slide in the hole that I will drill on the bottom and then glue them there and stay there. So I measured that and it's 6 millimeters. I have set the height of the router bit so it matches the 6 millimeters, and then draw a line, set a stop on the machine, contraption, however you want to call it, and then cut that out. Turned out pretty cool because it matches the Forstner bit that I'm going to use for the hole, and it looks nice. So now I'm marking the position for the holes on the bottom. I am drilling them with the Forstner bit, and then we can test one of the legs fits perfectly. Then I moved on and glued some edging on the front of the plywood, otherwise it would look really weird and ugly. I took advantage of the holes for the legs to put 2 clamps on them, but then in the middle I didn't know what to use, so I just had to use some tape. It worked out just fine. Now with the 45 degrees ball bearing bit, I'm trimming these edges, and then I'm gluing up the sides, the walnut sides, to the structure, to the plywood structure. A bit of adjusting, clamping in the 2 position, and then I can put 6 screws on the other side to keep it there and make it glue permanently. Here I'm drilling the recesses that are gonna host the brackets that are gonna connect the upper part to the lower part. So first I marked them really close, then drilled them down with a very small bit, and then routed them with a mortise and tenon router jig. Then I'm applying some glue to attach the upper part. Apologies for this, I didn't show you how I built the part where I'm putting the glue right now. There's 2 of them, they are square, and I have holes on perpendicular sides, so screws can be applied on the structure and on the top. I'm adjusting it right now, and then I will drive the screws to secure it in place through that part that I've told you before. I am sanding the edging now, and then I'm ready for the first coat of linseed oil. As you can see, it looks already much nicer. Then when it's dry, I'm going to use steel wool and do it again for at least 2 more times. And this concludes part 3 of the videos. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.